Hi again. There's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about testing, which is, you know, when you run tests on the command line, like I'm about to do right now, uh, it will take a while because Django will try to create a test database and then run the tests and then destroy that database. Since we are using Postgres for uh, PostgreSQL for running tests, this takes a while. I don't like using a different database from production, so I use Postgres for testing as well. So it takes a while just because it has to create and destroy the database. So there is a trick that you can do to have a database that will always be there for testing, which I will show you right now. Okay, so if you go to our settings file right here, you will see that the database configuration is under this if else here. So under normal circumstances, the database is created like this, right? So the last test run that you saw here used this database configuration here. Okay, so it used a database called Frespo, then underline test, which is the default that Django does for testing. All right, but if we set this environment variable here to 1, then it will use a different database called Frespo testing, right? And under this configuration, we're using this test mirror setting here, which points to default, which is this database configuration name, right? So what this does, this is actually meant for something else, but this has a nice side effect that when this database is used for testing, then it never gets created or destroyed. So what we have to do here is to first set this variable here, and then we are already in our virtual environment here, and then we need to create the database again, because this database wouldn't exist for the first time. So you would have to create it with this command here, like this, and then boom, this would create a database called Frespo testing, right? Which is not the default test database that Django would create. Actually, I have already done that, so I already have a database called Frespo testing with all the tables in there, right? So what happens when we run a test using that database configuration? Then it just runs and exits, and then never creates and destroys the database. All right. So you just have to keep in mind that if there are any new migrations, any new database migrations that are added to the source code, then you have to execute them, to have to migrate the database on your, say, your development database and then your test database, and to switch from one to the other, you just have to set this environment variable here to 0 or 1. So this is just a convenience to be able to run tests faster. All right, this trick is actually documented here on Stack Overflow. There is a question regarding speeding up Django testing, and then I just documented this little trick here on an answer somewhere. Yeah, this insert here is mine, and then this is me explaining how I do this. All right, so this is it. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.